everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why I don't like clay litter. So let's take it back to 1947 when Edward Lowe's neighbor, hi baby, hello, asked him if she could borrow some of his sand because her pile of sand that she used for a cat's litter box was frozen. He instead gave her some clay, which she found was much better than the sand or the ashes that they had been using in the past to fill up their litter box. Now, a few years later, a biologist called Thomas Nelson found that sodium bentonite clay. Hi, baby. Wanna come say hi? Hello. Oh. So that sodium bentonite clay, it prevents urine from breaking down, hence stopping the ammonia smell. It also clumps, hi baby, when it's dried. So from these two things, we know that what is mainly in clay litter is clay, sodium bentonite clay for the clumping litters, and there's also a lot of fragrance in them. Clay needs to be mined from the ground. It's 30-40 feet under. It's not an easy process to do. They need to extract it, wet it, let it dry, crack it down in smaller pieces, let it dry again. It's a whole process. Now there are pros of clay-based litter. It does keep the smell at bay for a little while, for about 2 weeks. It's relatively affordable. There are, of course, a range on that. There's really cheap ones and really expensive ones that claim to do a bunch of different things. And they're pretty straightforward. The pee clumps, the poo clumps, you just take it and throw it out. It's really straightforward and easy to do for everyone. Now the cons. Most people know clay litter is really heavy. You get your bag and it takes 2 hands to carry up the stairs, and by the time you get there it's exhausting and you can't necessarily lift up the whole thing to empty it out because it's too heavy, so you have to take a yogurt container and empty it. It's a whole thing. It's really insanely dusty. You can't get around the dustiness. Even the ones that say that are low dust, there's still some dust. You can get a big dust cloud. There's a lot of fragrance in them to cover up the smell of urine. The ones that aren't fragranced, well, the smell of urine eventually will come through sooner than the ones that aren't fragranced. If your litter isn't of great quality, the clumps can form at the bottom of the box, and then when you come and scrape them out, you have to really scrape at the bottom, and it's quite disgusting. So that can happen if you don't get good quality litter. There's also the problem of cats tracking it everywhere, that it gets all up in your house and you have to get another... Are you having fun there, Lemon? It tracks everywhere in your house and you have to then get a litter mat. And there are health risks associated to clay litter, and that's why I personally really don't like them. So the big dust cloud, that's the problem. When you go to pour it out, you see that big dust cloud. Well, when your cat is in there digging, that dust cloud is happening with the hood on. And then they inhale that, and sometimes I see it with when I used to have clay litter, I would see it, my cats would come out and sneeze, get stuff out of their nose, or one of my cats, that's my family cat who's black, when we used to have clay litter, he'd come out and he would have a coating of just white dust on him. And that can't be good. Now we're on to the health risks. There are 2 components in cat litter there are 2 components in cat litter that cause health risks or health concerns for cat owners. The first one is the sodium bentonite that I talked about earlier, that is the clumping agent in clumping litter. It's an irritant to the lungs when inhaled, and it's a really potent irritant to the lungs when inhaled. The other problem is silica dust from crystalline silica. There are 2 kinds of silicas, non-amorphous silica and crystalline silica. Non-amorphous silica is safe. It's safe to inhale, it's safe to eat in certain quantities. This is what pretty litter is made of. So if you are hearing silica is dangerous and you're like, wait a minute, but you just said on your other video that pretty litter and silica litters are a good option. Yes, they are. They are a completely different kind of silica. They are non-amorphous silica. They are completely factory made. They're not the same as crystalline silica. Crystalline silica is what is dangerous. It can cause so many different health risks when inhaled, and your cat is in a box digging that stuff up multiple times a day. Another problem with clumping cat litter in specific is that when cats lick themselves after getting out of the litter box, there are particles of sodium bentonite on them. And they lick that and they ingest it, and it can block their stomachs. It can create blockages up in there, and then they have to go to the vet. I personally can't get behind clay litter for those two reasons, especially when I know that there are options like pine pellet litter that are just in general a lot easier to deal with than clay litter. Now, I'm not saying to stop buying clay litter and to stop using your clay litter. Of course, if you have it and your cat is fine with it and you are fine with it, keep doing what works for you. I just personally, for the health risks, I can't get behind. And if you do have a cat that has asthma, or a cat that has more sensitive airways, or if you have more sensitive airways, consider switching to a litter that doesn't contain sodium bentonite, silica, or just stay away from clay-based litters in general. Let me know in the comments below if I have converted you from clay litter to any other kind of litter that is not clay-based. Please give this video a like and go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!